Hello everyone, Joe Short to one here back with another exciting Clash Royale video. And today we're here going to be talking about the cannon evolution. And honestly, I had to say that if you do got it, I feel bad for you. Really do feel bad for you. Just because when it comes to cannon evolution, when you first heard about it, again, when people first heard about it, people thought it was going to be very OP. Well, Musketeer evolution, they thought it was going to be one of the worst, if not actually the worst evolution, just because that sniper damage and also that sniper speed was just not gonna connect most of the time, and when it does connect, it probably just gonna shoot skeletons, wasting the ability right there. But now, ever since they did buff it multiple times, I would definitely say that is better. What I say is balance, I say it's below average balance in my opinion. And just because I still think it needs a buff, maybe a hit points, but like most of most evolution, they stats are never changed. So getting the stat changed for a musketeer evolution could be different. But enough with that. We're talking about cannon evolution. And honestly, when you first heard about the cannon evolution, you immediately thought it was going to be very OP because of that barrage damage and also that knockback, which I didn't know it does do knockback when it does, get destroyed. It's not bad, but like, I don't know. Ever since they nerf the crown tower damage from you destroying one of the tower, and then you can immediately get crown tower damage from that ability, you could definitely say that it was basically like getting hit with a fireball or lightning, depending on which level you do have it from. But I'm just want to say that, with that damage output and there was no crown tower reduction for it, you could definitely say it was basically super OP, like really OP. Just getting hit right there, and for only 3 elixir, and basically doing a fireball or lightning damage right there, you could definitely say with doing that was definitely a really great idea. But I feel like the main problem doing this is like when it comes to cannon evolution, the ability is just a one-time thing. Once the ability is used, that's all it is. Same thing like the musketeer. Once the ability used is basically a musketeer. So like the wizard. But the problem is about cannon is most of the time that barrage damage does not connect. And when you do need to destroy something or knock back something that that will potentially destroy your tower, you have to place that cannon evolution as fast as possible. Basically just so you can get that barrage damage. But most of the time you will probably miss. If you really, I'm not gonna say, okay, if you're really good, then you probably connect. But I just want to say that when I started using it, I'm not gonna lie to you, I started using more of just defense. I wasn't using it for offense, and I knew about if you destroy one princess tower from your opponent, then you could use it for crown tower. But every time I try using it, my opponent always know when I'm gonna use it. So it was basically just useless. Why would I spend basically in total of 9 elixir just so I can get about 300 damage, crown tower damage? I just don't think it's really worth it by doing that. I can see what other people can say that cannon evolution is still great, but like when it comes to like all of these evolutions, I don't know. I think it's just really bad. I would definitely say it's worse than Musketeer evolution, worse than Wizard evolution. And, honestly, in my opinion, I think it's even worse than Archer's evolution. Just because, again, Archer's evolution, you can use that power shot, and, that power shot, it's not a one-time thing. But for the cannon evolution, the ability is just a one-time thing. I think that's like sort of the reason why it was also not so high. Because if it could use the ability, like, let's say for example, what's a good example? Like every 6 seconds when it's in the arena, it can spawn a barrage. That's OP. But of course, they probably didn't do it because they know it was going to be super OP, so they had to nerf it. Can't blame them. It was a great idea, but like yet again, if you think about it, the long way, or basically how they was doing it, I could definitely say it could have been OP. It really could have been OP. But with that crown tower damage nerf, they just know that, you know, a lot of people is using it just so for the crown tower, and now people most likely will have to use it for defense. You could use it for offense and get some, you know, chip damage right there. But now it's basically like getting hit with a what's a good example, honestly? Like, because it's minus 75% now. So if we're saying like, it's basically, I want to say like getting hit with a zap or getting hit with a arrows. I think that's a good, like zap evolution, like something like that. But like, for only 3 elixir, even think about it, honestly, just use a zap or arrows. It would do more damage than the cannon evolution barrage damage. So like, it's really underwhelming. It really is, and I don't like talking about bad about other evolutions. I'm not a huge fan of it, but like every time I had to because you know of the topic of the video, it really hurts me because you would think that this evolution would be so OP, but now it's completely dead. Like, look at what happened to barbarians. Barbarians used to be great. Now it's dead, basically.